Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandeep, and I am responsible for delivery in NewtGlobal. Some of the projects that Abhinand mentioned, I was doing the execution part for those projects. And in this form today, I will share some of my experience on the best practices that we should adopt for doing the migration. And second thing is, I will also take some time to go through our DMAP platform, because we are talking for last 3 days on our DMAP platform, but you people did not get opportunity to look into it. So I will spend some time that how DMAP is actually doing this migration. So this is about myself, around 30 years plus experience, but let's skip this one. So nowadays more and more people are using PostgreSQL for AI application also. Earlier there was specific database, vector database, and so on the other databases. But for last 1 year, they have started using Postgres also for AI application, and thanks to the extensions that were released in last couple of years, like PG Vector and PG AI, which help in converting your data to AI compatible data. So we talked about Oracle to Postgres migration. It looks very easy task, but Oracle is in the industry for almost I say 50 years now, 50, 60 years now, and they have so many features which are very specific to the Oracle platform. They are not compatible with Postgres. These are some of the features here. For example, execute immediate, associate array, go to, and so these features, the whatever tool we use, that tool has to identify those features, and then either convert those features into Postgres compatible features, or at least tell us that okay, these are the features which we can't convert, or the tool can't convert. You have to do manually conversion for that one. And similarly, we are in this form only talking about database, but when you go to the customer say that boss, please move my complete application to the Postgres environment. It means we need to take care of not only the database, but also the application part. The application may be in Java, maybe in Python, maybe in .NET, maybe in C++. So that also has to be taken care. Now, when we say it has to be taken care, it's not only the connection parameter that needs to be changed. We have embedded SQL statement in all those applications that people are using, and those application may be legacy application, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years earlier developed. So someone has to find those embedded SQL and then convert those SQLs to the Postgres equivalent SQL files. So that also is done by our platform. We will demonstrate also that part to you shortly. I think DMAP is very few tools which are available in the market which takes care of both application as well as the database. Most of the tool, either you go for open source or the licensed one, they only focus on the database part, not the application part. And Abhinand gave an example of one customer, Hughes Network. So they did not have any challenge with the database. The previous vendor who was working with that customer, he was able to move the database, but still they were not able to go live because there was no one to take care of the front end part or the application part. So that's where our DMAP tool came into picture. It did the complete scan of the code and find out, okay, these are the issue in your application code. Unless we fix those issues, we can't go live. So we have to take care of the application as a whole, not only we have to look for database point of view. So this I think is already covered by him. We have, in any application, we'll have interfaces also. We'll have some batch scripts also. We may have reports also. So, and all those things are dependent on the database. If your database is changing, there will be changes in all these components also. Okay, now I'm coming to some of the best practices. I will take some time here. Now, sorry. So first one is the validation part of the conversions, and it's not about my tool. I do this for the conversion done by my tool also. So what happened is that, I'm not sure why it is moving. So, okay, let me just put from this one. I think this is good. So when we do the conversion using any of the tool, then we also claim that we do 90% conversion, 95% conversions. Some tools say that we do 100% conversions. But doing conversion or tool showing the conversion is one thing, and actually conversion happening is different things. So what we have learned across 50 plus migration that we have done in last 2-3 years is that you have to still go through the special object that we talk about, associative array, and wherever there is a data diff comparison, for example, globe are there in one system but they are not there in the other systems. You still have to go through your code and find out, okay, these are the instances where special objects were there or the special data types were there, whether actually they have been converted or not converted. If you just rely on the tool, there is a risk that at later stage when you start doing unit testing or system testing, there will be so many challenges. That is one thing that I advise to, and we follow it as a practice in our organization, that please have a manual walkthrough of code even after it has been converted by the tool, and tool is showing 100% or 90% conversion. The second part is, so for example, we claim that 95% is done, 5% is not done. So those 5% part which is not done, or something which we claim is done but actually not done in the system, we have to find that on all the places in the code. It's not like you fix at one place, 2 place, 3 place. There are tools available now. You just give the string parameters and then it will scan all your code and find out, okay, this things happen, or this function or this property or this data type has been used at so many places in the code. You go and scan everything and fix at all the places. Don't leave it to like you fix 2 or 3 places and then later on during system testing or unit testing you will face issues. So just make sure that before you actually start your unit testing, you scan the complete code. Then third one is the performance part. Now we say that, and we have done it ourselves in the first couple of projects. We say performance fine, yeah, first look into the validation part, functional part, whether it's working or not. Functional will look later on. But that is not true. The later on become later on, and then once you go to the UAT stage, then you start hitting the performance issue. And once you start hitting the performance issue, you try to fix it, then you start getting the functional issue. Because while fixing the performance issue, whatever was working earlier on the functional side, it is not working now. So you just get into this circular loop that you fix performance issue, you get functional, you fix functional, you get performance issue. So my advice is that please make sure that the performance is taken from the very beginning. All the organization, including our organization, have some best practices of coding for the performance, that what should be taken care while we are doing the code conversions for the performance part. So just make sure that your code has been done, whether your tool has done or if you are doing the manual remediation, you have taken care of those performance issues. Otherwise, at the later stage, it will be very difficult. Abdul gave one example that we were able to achieve 30%. So when we did the first UAT cycle, our performance was less than, we were 10% less than the Oracle performance. Even after doing all the best practice, still we were 10% less. So we still spend around 1 month time just to improve the performance. And the performance is very critical. For example, for our customer, most of the customer we have seen, they have only 2 objectives for going to Oracle to Postgres part. First objective is license cost. I should be able to save the cost. Second objective is my performance should be better than the Oracle performance. If these 2 objectives are taken care from the commercial part, the procurement will be happy, and if the performance is good and the functionality is good, their end user will be happy. So these are the 2 objectives that we have seen, and unless you take care of performance, it will not work. Because any change you do in your organization or your customer organization, there is always a resistance. Unless you go and prove that, yes, I have done better than what you were doing earlier, then only they accept it. And the last one is GitHub or Bitbucket for database code code management. I'm not sure how many people of you, but at least in few projects in the beginning, we were using GitHub or the other tools for Java code management or .NET code management. But for the database objects, it was free for all. Like any developer, anyone can go into the database, change the object, and release it. And that creates problem. So you have to adopt this strategy that from the very beginning, you put a strict compliance part that yes, it has to go through GitHub only. There are tools available in the market which can scan your database and generate the individual PL/SQL statement for each stored procedure or functions or triggers. You just make that policy that yes, any change has to be done through GitHub only. Otherwise, again, the circular loop will happen. You fix one code, you fix one issue, then the second issue will come, and then again you fix second issue, the first issue will start coming, because no one is doing the code review. So these are some of the best practices I wanted to share with you. Now we'll move to the demo part. So this is the, so how okay, first thing is how you will get DMAP. So DMAP is available on marketplace for all three hyperscaler. You can in a form of container or Docker image or Podman image. So you can download from any of the marketplace. You can install it also. Installation is very easy, but to run it, you will need a license. So if you install it, you will get this kind of UI. So you have to create a account. I already have the account, so I'm not going into this one. But you have to create an account where someone from Newt will help you in sharing the key for the login. So once you log into the system, you get this setup. So we have DB setup and the application setup. On the DB setup, you have Oracle, and we do MS SQL also. We could do Oracle ATP also. And then there are two options. Either if there is one or two schema, you can just enter the schema name here, and then enter the other credentials, and then test the source connection. So this basically tests that whether we are able to access the Oracle database through our tool or not. So I'll not go into the detail of that one, but this is how you set up the connection with the existing Oracle schema using our product. Then second step is the assessment part. So here we have to, whatever schema we have selected on the first page, that schema will start coming here, and then you can start looking into the assessment part, that how to do the assessment. So we have three phases for doing the complete migration. First part is the discovery part, where we scan the database and find out how many objects it has. The second part we call it the assessment part, which is basically we assess it and say that how much can be converted. And third part is the actual migration part, where we do the schema migration. So I'll just take one example. Let me take an example. So in this one, we have, so for Genie 1, we already completed the assessment. So we have option of going back to the previous phase also. For example, discovery is the previous phase. I can go to the discovery phase and look at the discovery report. So both the GUI, here the GUI is also providing what is the landscape we are talking about, how many tables are there, how many GTTs are there, how many sequences are there. It has the complete information. Similarly, on the code object also, it has the complete information, how many materialized view, procedures, function. So basically, you are just doing the discovery. What is there on the Oracle side, and then we have the assessment part also, where we do the conversion. I would like to show that report also with you. So this is the assessment part, and let me open one of the report. Connection is a bit slow, so it might take some time. So this is what I was talking about, the assessment report. So we have discovery, where we did the discovery, and then we have the assessment summary. Now this assessment summary is very important because it tells us how many objects are converted by the DMAP and how many objects are still need to be handled manually. So if you see here, for storage objects, we don't face any issue, whatever migration we have done. The challenge is only in the code objects. So when you go to the code objects, you will see that yes, there are so many objects that are still not converted. So out of 2389 valid objects, we are able to convert only 1956 objects. So 400 objects are still pending, which is approximately 20% are still our tool is not able to convert. Now what is the beauty in this tool is that although it is not able to convert those 20 objects, it gives you the complete information what is the error, why it is not able to convert those 20% objects. It also tell you the dependency between the different schema, that how the multiple schemas are dependent on each others. It also lists down all the data types that are used in this particular schema or database. It also lists out the special features that I was talking about, that we have to be sure that we do the cross validation manually, whether all these have been converted properly or not. It lists down all the special objects or special features. It also tell you at high level what is the effort required to convert the 20% objects that could not be converted. And then I was talking about the errors part. It also highlight all the errors, why those particular say 10 objects in the storage side and 400 plus objects on the code side, why those could not be converted. Now what we do as a best practice, that we look into those issues and then we try to see if we can enhance our DMAP platform and do the rerun to get the better conversion percentage. So that is also one way, because instead of doing those 20% manually, it might take more time. Better to do it through automatic way. And then it also lists down what is this special feature we talked about, where they exist, so that if you want to have the further investigation, you can do that. So this is how the assessment part work. Now let me quickly go through the database part, because that is something which is unique to our product, our platform. I have not seen many products in the market which take care of the application part also. So this is the application assessment part, and I will just take one application. Here also the same concept is there. Here, since there is no database, so you don't have the database connection screens. You just have to select the application source code. Either it can be through GitHub, you can just provide the GitHub link, or if you have the local copy, you can just upload that local copy here. And it takes care of like so as far as speed is concerned, it's very fast. So some people give a question that, oh no, my code is 2 GB, how it will happen, how it will load, but it works very fast. So once you load it, then it will start coming it, and then you just start the migration part so app assessment and migration scoping. Let me just take the one which has already been done. So again, here we have multiple report. Let me go to the assessment report first. So here also we get the same kind of information, that okay, your application has 450K line of code and it has 1538 files and 62 files having the SQL. So it has basically scanned through all your code and then it is giving the required information. And those 62 files have 363 SQL counts and how much effort it will take for the conversion part. So this complete information is available so that you get the better idea. And here also, if I go into the other report, which is the migration scoping report, so we get the same information here, file level summary, but whatever errors has come in the assessment that we could not find, all those error lists also, or we could not convert to equivalent, all those errors are also listed here, so that individual can go to the developer can go to the individual file, individual line number, and then say that okay, this could not be converted. Okay, now I can go ahead and do the manual remediation on it. So this is how our tool work for both application as well as the database. I'm not going to the further step, because if we are able to do schema conversion properly and the application remediation properly, I think 80%, 90% work is done. Data migration, I have not seen many issue coming if the schema conversion is done properly. So we'll take a pause here, and I will ask my colleague to come and talk about some treasure hunt result that. No, we are making changes in the existing code, okay, but we are putting proper tag there. So we'll not delete, we'll just comment the existing code, and then we'll add our line that okay, this is done by DMAP and this is the line which has been changed. So that if someone wants to look into application code, they can just scan that tag, and then they will see all the changes that has been done by the DMAP product.
The code compilation and everything will be taken care of?
Yes, everything will be taken care. So if before making the changes, if the application was working fine, after making changes also it will compile, at least compile. I'm not saying working end to end, because there may be issue when you start doing integration of application with the database, there may be issue on the database side or the application side, but at least compilation wise there will be no issue.
For assessment, when you do the assessment for the database side, for the source side, so if you find some means you're creating the schema, right, fresh. So if it's existing, if there is a mismatched data type, then you recommend that in this, because the target you are creating fresh.
Target we are creating fresh. No. Target we are creating.
As per your map.
Yes.
As per DMAP application, you said that we need to upload our database or source code. So, is there any security policy for that?
Okay.
Because if we are providing source code, then there will be some leakage of data or our source code. So,
okay.
Is there any security policy?
Sure. So let's take database first. So we are not doing anything on the database. We are just taking the credential. People are entering the credential. Database stay on their own premise. We just need read-only access there, and we don't store any database object in our DMAP container. So whatever processing we are doing, we are only storing the metadata. How many stored procedures? What is the line of code? Only this information we are storing in our local on our DMAP container. Everything else we don't store anything. That is from the database side.
But my concern is if we are uploading our database or something source code, then there may be chance to leakage of our source code or data.
No. So so how we address this concern, and this is a very valid question because most of our customers have this question. So normally what they do is they install DMAP. When they install it, they download the Docker image, create a container, put that in their VM. Okay. After that, we don't need internet connection. They just switch off the internet connection for that particular VMs, and then they do whatever they want to do, because then data stay in their own environment. And from our tool perspective or platform perspective also, we don't take any code from whether it's a database code or the application code. We don't take anything from customer premise to our container. No. Even if some customer has that, no, you how I am sure that you are not taking it. Then also we are saying that okay, container is staying with you only, because it is installed on your machine in your environment. You destroy that container. Once the assessment is done, you just destroy it. We don't have any access to this machine where the DMAP is installed. Some people who say that no, we don't have manpower to do it, you can do that. Can you have, sometimes they give us the access for that VM machine, fine, then we do it, but from our platform perspective, we don't store any data. Whether it's a DB objects or the application code, we don't do it. And then from the application side, we also have option like we have for database side. If people don't want to upload their code, they can just give us the GitHub URL and give us the key, and then we'll just access from GitHub there. That option also exists in the product.
So as part of modernization, many customers also want to move away from PSQL to, let's say, their services or code not in the database. Does your application also help in moving code away from procedural code to application?
We are working on it, but whatever version is available in the marketplace, that does not have that capability. But we are working on it. This request has come from so many customers, because at part of the modernization, they just want to take, because today they are facing problem with the Oracle, because the objects become very heavy, and then they have to increase the capacity of their Oracle CPUs or RAM, and every time they increase the capacity, additional license costs come into picture. So they want to take just this database object from Oracle and put that into the Java or microservices and use it there. So that is, we are working on it, still not in mature phase at this moment. But like as a project execution, we can do it, but not as a platform part.
So even the legacy application code is handled using this application?
Yeah, so only 4 languages supported at this moment: Java, any flavor of Java, okay, .NET, Python and C++. Some people come with Pro C or something. No, we are not supporting at this moment. Or Fortran or old language, no. Okay, Harish. Thank you everyone, thanks a lot.